The megacity of Tehran is the most important commercial, industrial and political center of Iran. But like any other city, it also comes with its own special story. Every nook and corner of the city tells us something unique about its history. Some of our greatest and best memories are shaped on the streets, on pavements that we once walked on with the ones we loved. Today we're going to give you a tour of a very special street here in Tehran, a street that is known as the beating heart of the capital, a street that has been around for a century. The Valiasr Street is regarded as the capital's longest avenue. Built in 1922, this tree-lined street divides the metropolis into western and eastern sections. Tehran's railway square is the starting point of the Valiasr Street. When travelers step out of the railway station in the south of the capital, they face the longest street also in the Middle East. This street is 18 kilometers long and connects the southern arid lands of Tehran to its highland in Tabriz Square. When the street was first constructed over a century ago, thousands of young plane trees were planted to connect two royal palaces, the Sabz or Green Palace and the Marmar or the Marble Palace. A few minutes away from the railway station, facing north, we come to an old, beautiful mansion where we find more interesting details about the Valiasr Street. One of the main features that makes the Valiasr Street very special is the old houses that have now turned into museums. This one in particular is centered on introducing the street itself to the people. So let's have a look inside. Various historical documents, maps, as well as old and current photos of the Valiasr Street have been put on display for those interested to learn more about this unique avenue.
خانه مینایی سال 94 توسط شهرداری تهران خریداری شد و مهر ماه سال 98 به عنوان موزه خیابان ولیعصر افتتاح شد. قرار هست که در فضاهای این خانه تاریخی روند شکل‌گیری و تحول خیابان ولیعصر از ابتدا تا امروز روایت بشه.
The many streets, squares, intersections and important places lined up in this long avenue bring back so many memories for the people of Tehran. For those who have spent their lives here, the Valiasr Street has witnessed many historic events. The construction of the City Theatre, an art complex with its magnificent architecture, the victorious days of the Islamic Revolution back in 1979, and the many other joyful events and memorable gatherings that took place on this avenue are all part of the collective memory. We continue our journey along this avenue and come across more cultural centers, such as the Muqaddam Museum, the Cinema Museum, and the Ferdos Garden. A few kilometers ahead, we reach the Tabriz Square, located at the foot of the Alborz mountain range. The Tabriz Square and its surrounding neighborhood, called the Shemiran district, is known for its cool and mountainous climate. The traditional local bazaar is a very popular attraction here. The shrine of Imam Saleh, the brother of Imam Riza, the 8th Imam of the Shiites, welcomes many visitors all year round. The nightlife of the Valiasr Street is definitely a vibrant scene. Many spend their free time here enjoying the lively atmosphere. The beating heart of the capital, the old storyteller who has witnessed history, the identity of a megacity. The Valiasr street is surely worth the visit. Hodalezgi for Iran.
For the people of Abarkooh, creating handicraft isn't something commercial. In fact, it's quite the opposite. In Abarkooh, handicraft are tangible expressions of their way of life. Each element of handicraft is of itself a part of the people of Abarkooh's creativity and world of fantasy and imagination that's recreating a unique and unrepeatable story. The hands and mind of the women of Abarkooh are the real tools that allow this town to have a variety of handicraft. In the past, sofra pambei, a fabric made from cotton, was one of the important traditional hand-woven cloths offered as part of the bride's dowry. The mother of the bride would weave it and would gift it to the bride and groom during a special ceremony where the groom's family would also bring the bride's mother gifts. Sofra khamir or sofra pambei is made with pure cotton. The delicate and geometric designs along with the needlework have turned this art into one intertwined with a lot of effort.
این اثر من میتونم بگم حدود 50 سال پیش دیگه از بین رفته بود. هیچ مربی نداشت متاسفانه. خیلی سخت بود احیای اثر. با تلاش شبانه روزی که انجام دادم حدود 1 ماه و یکی از اون نسخه های قدیمیشو که داشتم، یعنی یکی از اون سفره‌های قدیمی که من داشتم، اون حدوداً 80-90 سال قدمت داره، تونستم با شکافتنش یا اون مهندسی معکوس با چندین بافت اشتباه تا اینکه به بافت درست رسیدم.
The many different varieties of Iranian textiles point to the country's cultural diversity. The different colors, tools, the many textures and sewing techniques differ from one city to the next. For example, while in some Iranian cities the use of a lot of colors and more condensed patterns are common, as you can see here, the simplicity and beauty of the mini woven braids are what catch the attention. Chante is the old version of today's gift bag. Chantes were woven with silk threads, different sized needles and a cylindrical piece of wood. A small chante has about 9,000 knots and can take up to several days to weave. Abarkooh's traditional dishes are also as colorful and diverse, and I recommend 2 of them for you to enjoy whenever you pay a visit to Abarkooh. There are recipes that have been forgotten and are never prepared in today's modern kitchens. Dishes that our ancestors used to prepare and eat, but the younger generations don't even know about them. Motangine is one of them, a stew-like dish that's quite healthy and rich in vitamins and is made with dried apricots, lamb, walnuts, chickpeas and tomato paste. Motangine is a word that literally means that this stew is a stew filled with meat. Zare turosh is another one of Abarkooh's traditional stews that's prepared using green apricots, meat and split peas. The mixture becomes a perfect blend at the end with a rather pleasant sour taste. In Iran, meal times aren't simply prefixed hours during which you satisfy your hunger and rest. They act as one of the elements that gather family members together. They are a time of pleasant conversations and sometimes heated family discussions. And what can make them more pleasurable and nostalgic at times is the presence of a grandmother's home-cooked and colourful dish.